Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I'm not going to take long to introduce this one. So this one is technically from the NiceGuy. I've done it, but that I resonate with it a bit more. So the title is Why Hidden Men Struggle with Intimacy and Co-Create Toxic Dynamics. So essentially, Hidden Man is the nice guy in a sense, right? He is a nice guy. So but I resonate more of the guy that hides himself. You suppress all of that. So hidden man, nice guys, interchangeable in this one. Yeah, so they do generally struggle with intimacy that we've talked about before, and they through that they co-create this toxic dynamic, right? So this dysfunctional relationship is basically what they create, and hidden men often feel isolated and alone. They never truly achieve the intimacy they desired in the relationship, and they feel trapped. So it's either they're trapped in a toxic relationship or in a relationship where they constantly walk on eggshells, fearing the wife or their long-term partner. You know, it, their long-term partner could explode at any moment. The emotional baggage that their wife or LTR brings, often creates this significant problems in the relationship, right? So that is generally the dysfunctioning relationship. We're gonna hit on that emotional baggage that the wife brings. It's not always there, but yeah. So why do we create these dysfunctional relationships? What is it from, right? So hidden men tend to hide their badness or their perceived flaws, like the nice guys, right? They hide their flaws, try to hide this badness that they have, the shortcomings from their partners. But by doing so, they cut off their genuine intimacy. Because they never allow their wife or LTR to see beyond the emotional walls that they've built. And this behavior causes hidden men to recreate the abandonment experience of their childhood. So, all these abandonment experiences that they've got from childhood, traumas, whatever, this causes them to unconsciously recreate it, all right, from from their childhood into the relationships that they have now, which then isolates themselves further. And the fear of letting someone see behind the wall would result in their, or they have this belief that it would result in their wife or their LTR leaving them, or worse, shaming them, right? Which is worse than leaving, in my opinion. If you show them, if they see something really sensitive, and then they either judge you for it or something, that hurts more. So yeah, so the shame would deepen their wounds, and it would reinforce the belief that they are inherently flawed, they are unlovable, right? And this is all unconscious. So the pattern of hiding and recreating this dysfunctional dynamic is unconscious. It is largely unconscious, and it stems from how the hidden man knows how to do best, right? Because he knows how to navigate his childhood dynamics, that he could survive. He has those survival strategies that they developed during childhood. And unfortunately, these strategies they replicate in the adult relationships that they have. After they often partner with a woman who is either equally damaged or wounded, right? so that they know how to navigate it, they feel safe, they know how to get through it. And so, yeah, so that's why we co-create, is from the childhood experiences. We just push it forward into adulthood. We don't actually deal with the problems at a young age. So how do we recreate this dysfunctional relationship? So hidden men tend to choose their wives or their LTRs, sorry, who reflect their own unresolved issues, right? And this again happens unconsciously until you become conscious. So they are drawn to women who are, unhealthy, or who carry a significant baggage, such as abandonment issues, anger, addiction, other emotional wounds. And because hidden men cannot be vulnerable or truly intimate, they avoid allowing their wives or LTRs to see their shame and perceived badness. Instead, they focus on their partner's issues. So they've got the wounded woman that, and people who've got their own issues, and they allow that to be the main focus, right? So they focus on the partner's issues so that they can mask their own issues, and so they unconsciously select partners whose problems demand attention. So all focus is off them. They never have to focus on themselves, or and so by doing this, they perpetuate a dysfunctional family dynamic, or they recreate the dynamic they experienced as children. And the same emotional environment with their, with the wives. Again, this they blame the partner's baggage for the relationship, the problems in the relationships. But as I said, we would address this. The truth is, their partner's baggage isn't the root of the problem. That is an issue, but that is not the root of the problem in a dysfunctional, toxic relationship. The real issue lies in the relationship they co-create. Right? That they co-create. Both partners have to kind of create it together, in a sense. They both opt in. So hidden men and their partners enable one another's dysfunction because they're both wounded, they both have issues. So this kind of, you create a interlocking dysfunctional relationship that somehow functions. Doesn't really function, but it functions. You know, the hidden man plays the key role though in shaping and sustaining this dynamic to keep all eyes off of him. I just thought this was a pretty interesting one. So that's how we create these dysfunctional relationships. We look for replications of our childhood or things that we could replicate. And on the off chance that we have someone who is not fitting into this dynamic, or we fall for someone who's not fitting this dynamic, as hidden men or nice guys, however you want to call it, we try force it into this situation because that is the map. That is a roadmap we have from the childhood. We know the strategies, we know how to dodge these things, get all the eyes off us, survive this battlefield, right? And that is not the way to do it. But yeah, but that's how we create or struggle with intimacy and co-create the toxic dynamics of relationships. So essentially, what you would do is you start addressing your own behavior instead of focusing on your LTRs or your wife's problems. Step back. They are there. They can be dealt with later. First, look to yourself. Look into yourself and start fixing your own issues. And from that, you can start, I won't say fixing, but you can start dealing with the actual root causes of things, and then the rest of it will either smooth itself out or not be part of your life anymore, right? So first create or fix your issues, deal with them. yeah, that was this one. Just thought I would let it out. So this is technically a nice guy episode. It's from the book, just to put it on my own stuff in it with it as well. Yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of this video. As I say, I am the nice guy will come to an end at some point, but the concepts I'll probably continue with and things I learn as I go, I will share here. Let me know what you think of that one. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.